on Midweek Politics every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations. Governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspective.
What makes me different from you, Nigerians? It's painful that tribalism continues to divide us, blinding us to the strength we share. But in your strength, in your heart, your resilience, and your ability to Ibibio, Esan, Ijo, Urobo, Igbo, Fulani, Yoruba, or from any of our beautiful ethnic groups, always remember, rain, let love lead, let Nigeria rise.
Was a battle for the souls of the kidnapped spokesperson of the president, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, said whether it was a call that was put through, whether it was the belief that we don't have to go through the conversation around the Chibok girls again. And I'm hoping that whatever it was that happened for the 50 of the over 300 abducted students, or whatever it is, it was that the government had done with Kebbi or Kwara as well, I hope, and loved ones. It's been a tough last to Benue to Plateau closure. From Benue to Plateau, it is to have education. It's a bit of some worshippers. They were abducted from the church in Eruku community in Kwara State. And when the release of the other girls from Kebbi State, the over 20 that was abducted as well, was announced community where children and another pregnant woman were rather than proactive. We're going to have Niger and Kebbi united with their families. Some of them probably girls are home. I'm also happy that the worshipper, it won't be. I saw that the girls have been handed to receive the girls again, and then they will do. There's the psychological part of the conversation of days, their parents as well, what they've had to deal with, and more than anything else. I don't want us in the next 1 year still come on shows like this and start talking about make progress. If we as attacker continuing to do some of the touch briefly on the show today. And the person was like, oh, that any media has problem, you can attach the Shegumi in all of this. A few people that have been reporting issue and a middleman, or maybe flat did not happen in Kaduna. It's another Wednesday. There's a lot to talk about. And all the Syria campaigner, all the way from Biola for the presidential ticket of a major political party in Nigeria, and always been there from AC to PDP. Is always does that signal the start of another round of political conversation that would involve Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president. Senator Oji Uzor is also in the news, aimed at discrediting of working around it. But we're going to look at the point in that particular conviction to finally secure it. I was last week Wednesday on the show. It's another Wednesday side.
Nation building, discuss politics of also what we have in the country at this time. You know, again, these things keep picked up from school. Okay, I mean, there's crime and criminality in the country, but there was never used to kidnap children and mass chaos and anarchy in the land was when what happened during the Biafran Civil War. But we are no longer in a war situation. The pre-war era in Nigeria, that it is now happening at the time when we have the longest stretch in our democratic experiment. One, you know, a lot of Nigerians who did everything possible that will put smiles on the faces of the people, that will help to bridge the infrastructure gap. It's a complete contrast to the expectations of the person where we're under the rundown. We've not been able to revile. Where are we going?
The more when you have to asking for a better, you cannot take us to the promised land, return us to Egypt, especially when they were faced with the challenge of the Red Sea and they were one. And there was the miracle where Moses parted the water. When they are saying, oh, the times of Jonathan was good, or the times of Buhari, it kind of just tells you that rather than for us to develop positively, we accepted them. You know, we've been so configured in our thinking. We had refineries that were functional under the military. But look at the democracy that we have. Nigeria, they're the biggest players in OPEC. We don't have a position of government. We've had election in 1997. But beyond that consistent years of uninterrupted democracy, but in between that, I already said this was the referendum today side forward. And Nigerians are genuine.
For Nigerians who are all about. So for the people. So because again, when the purpose of some, how well do we understand what democracy? Our leaders are actually from us. It's not as if we went some who we are as a people, because families from our communities, it's not clear to these persons, this individual taking money, and then you take all of the structure does not really exist, and so we're supposed to get what is supposed to be what governance is all about, the public space. When you project, you are talking about democracy now, because before we talk about, it's only when you believe in the Nigerian project that you cannot begin to think Nigerian project must work and should work and must never fail. We'll continue, because again, if you believe in the Nigerian project, for example, the interest of the country than just regional, or asking ourselves, how many Nigerians even believe in the project? That's one. Do we answer those from them that spoke, said, look, the people that were singing it? Do we, the Southwest in Lagos, see that my brother from Anambra accommodated him in my mind? So what we have is a situation where our leaders have not been able to, we've had working for us, maybe divided as a people than during the military era. Democratic governance that should have, given us, a more united front to develop into what we had organized. We are now more divided along ethnic lines because our politicians have been so irresponsible. The better they are able to exploit on election day can take 2,000-3,000 naira. Very quiet, very extreme quiet moments that I've also had to engage some of our politicians. You know what they tell me? Say, go and check democracy.
And he was saying that campaigns and manifestos, nobody moves on and everybody is just comfortable. Anything else. They've not looked at the fact that, oh, you are this, you are that. They've looked at the wealth and the sources and the blessings that are practicing what we've up and say, oh, what exactly is Paul Kagame doing in 98% is that as it is a public offer, not the senator. So assembly member will tell you that he took, just want to say it's an investment. If I put the fundamental question, where we lock the doors and we 001. Is this time from the PDP a couple of months back, and people school parties, is it waiting for INEC to officially send campaign office to the ADC? Are people presenting campaign bosses to Atiku Abubakar, receiving leaders of the ADC? It's ADC as well. Rotimi Amechi is also trying his best to build, where he's standing right now with his membership of the team from the ADC and Atiku camp.
Well, the Waziri Adama, I think as we're going away, I'm not leaving this.
This is the election in 2027, and by what makes him different for
he's been around,
for over 40 years.
But not as a leader of the country. He has been winning the political space. Yes, I agree. It's a number of years. Now he's picked up the members to go back and appear on the ballot in 20. They've told you that, look, stone that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, nothing is solved within the political space that will shape what will happen going forward in 2027. 90s, it was also part of the political class all through the age would be when, if he eventually wins, even if he does a single term, sharp, even though there's a bit of severally that maybe a theory of Nigeria, especially our democratic, come from, others have gotten, if I go elite and the military elite. After he governor, very unassuming, nobody
he's barely ever seen for 8 years.
For 8 years as governor of
Katsina State.
Mm-hmm. But a particular former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, and that was how you had imagine. You can see that practically it was Obasanjo that was campaigning for, the reality of his name.
Good luck.
From was a governor of
Bayelsa.
Kinds of politics.
He doesn't come up. Local government or thereabouts.
As fate would have it, Baba Obasanjo in his wisdom
had a shot at the presidency.
The Niger Delta too, who, although the first 6 months of entry, He was in and out of the country, still battling with his health. We keep talking about, for example, the episode of the that he was supposed to appear at the Senate. And that's why you saw that, I think, and do it. Responsible with his very terrible performance. He failed woefully.
We got worse.
He got worse off. I'll be bringing what I brought to Lagos, negotiating, paying bandits. But this is not the democracy we wanted. We desire that the likes of Gani Fáyẹ̀mí died. He's definitely occupying positions because we have them as chairmen, we have them as they've done, and what they are still doing. The reality is that these guys are not really.
African Democratic Congress, it's going to be primaries. When it comes to the primaries, the delegates, things, like having a control to attend his university. This Parliament in Tinubu's cabinet today, then you look at Rotimi Amaechi, as 26, he was already speaker. He was already member of the Rivers House of Assembly. Yeah. He served as minister for almost 8 years, was impeached twice, brought back in, apart from being the vice presidential candidate in 2019 and, of course, presidential candidate in 2023. But when it comes to deploying up with the primaries, but if Atiku chooses to run for the primaries, aside for other people, and the option A will be for Atiku Abubakar in Ibadan, there are billboards now that has the ADC.
It's possible that Atiku a special purpose vehicle. He stand within he said, unless something miraculous, are careful about his choices, and then this coalition happened of the ADC. Now, the issue of deploying resources by which politicians give out this money, because you keep pushing it into it, hoping that look like an investment,
return on investment.
So it now becomes a problem. So, but I think, and you had Atiku, Rotimi Amaechi, Peter Obi, gunning for the ticket of the party, the Nigeria, and the desire and the quest who are still remaining in the ADC can beat. He's also someone that can deploy, be able to get what Atiku has been able to still remaining. The only thing he's still looking for
is presidency,
is to become the president. Are flawed. The person is in character. Destiny will create a pathway for you to become anything in the country. So we'll wait to see.
Daniel Bwala had said that
is not Atiku is an experienced politician having good party, and if he decides to in the party, Peter Obi is already pulling out gradually. You've had this Atiku to ride on the ADC.
All right.
To feed a political party. So good luck to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Why not? If not,
it's state. I hear budget of Olympus perpetual proposal presentation, but we're saying it. Lagos, Rivers, now Delta State presentation all through the week. Form to assess budget performance. I look at Rivers State, for instance, under construction, and I ask myself, where did that money come from? Because that was not captured in the budget, became not usable. Yeah. But I mean, you're spending, in 2024 budget side forward as we are right now, yes, than just bringing up all of these things. How do we measure? But then, talking about asking questions, are politically motivated to make Tinubu the history of Senator Orji Uzor Kalu grounds, and then the court ordered a retrial till today. President failed, and if you look at it in the last 1 month, over 300 people have been. Schools are closing down from Bauchi to Gombe to Plateau. Does that drive have led to the release of the abducted children situation or the leadership structure in this country? These abductions don't segregate political parties. Well, it touches everybody. It touches the honor and dignity of Nigeria. Orji Uzor Kalu can say whatever he wants to say. To whip up the sentiment of, it is politicians that are doing these things. If even if you're a politician, what are you supposed to do about it? To use his capacity as president to deal with this person by whipping up unnecessary sense, to fish them out and deal with them decisively. What are they even doing with the ransom? So it means that once and abducting people in community, they can call themselves bandits. They call themselves singularly. He says they not had it. Can say whatever he wants to say. What they are doing basically is terrorizing the reality is that whether we call them Boko Haram, ISWAP, are children. Just imagine the element. And you're not even sure what is happening to them next. So we saw that of Chibok. It was a good experience to know how badly things can turn. Children. The reality of what sexual violation, are we talking about the dehumanization? And all manner inside TIC for game would be for him to ensure
where he has, for the sake of the country, for the sake of all of us, to be careful of the people he listens to. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has to be very decisive, has to get serious from Lagos to summer. It's with the heaven.
All those infrastructures are useless.
Every other thing becomes a complete waste. You can't build a travel contract. Unfortunately, it's on a keg of gunpowder.
But we didn't take a shed. Means to school solution. Nothing happened to Orji Zokalu. Try for the jurisdictive. Your life from Mainland FM. One would come back. Fiction. Last week Thursday of the leader of the proscribed conviction of terrorism. We'll take all of that.
From the executive to the judiciary, legislature to future of
the PDP in some locations. Now, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have found must be true.
Join Okweyemi Akinyode and Said for thought-provoking conversations. Voicings midweek politics.
Welcome back to Midweek Policy. Secured the release of during the trial. James Omotosho found him guilty of several counts and also unlawful importation of radio lie. He said that while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is secured. Okay. And it's not just only Governor Alex Oti that is talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's quickly touch this. Initially arrested in 2015, he was granted bail. He was reported to have jumped bail. Issues have happening between that and himself and all of that. But at the end of the day, he was convicted and, of course, he was sentenced last week Thursday, life imprisonment. In fact, the persecutors were pushing for a death penalty. James Omotosho, came up with the fact that, okay, let's commute and then move to Sokoto prison. His lawyer said we're in Sokoto. There's no way he can fight because it's easy. We'll become talk about this. I've had a lot of people saying that the governor of Abia State and the senator representing had also come out to say that the president will.
Well, I don't know. Again, one of the suggestions that we've legally, then, but I think this political solution conversation. We also put it on record that I said some jumped on it. You can see that all
easier to push.
Courts
have been able to prove
until found the owners of
that guilt or not is for you.
Defense, and you refuse to do that. Then the court, the prosecution would have thought that they've done a fantastic job. In fact, you see the policemen coming with evidence, walking into the court so sure
then
of
the defense
what they brought.
will just water everything down.
You just see a very smart defense lawyer make it. It's about evidence. It's about how you are able to prove your case. Mess up, just throws everything to the gut. Serving a life imprisonment. He's in prison, according to his lawyers in So the political solution on this Nnamdi, to see the president to say, look, this is our man. This is
Jim.
We manage him. The other one, because we think that's the easiest path
to get him out.
To get him out of prison. The question is, does he also want that political solution? I think that if there's going to be any political solution in the Nnamdi Kanu matter, everything must be discussed. All issues must be put on the table. In fact, issues like, after we will be doing, do you, for example, agree to renounce any quest?
Stick to those conditions.
I am sure his way out.
For him to just...
Unlike the Sunday Igboho that would have been him going on. So, but we don't know whether Nnamdi Kanu still wants sentiments that, look, there's nothing wrong in agitation. There's nothing wrong in saying that, look, you don't want to be a part of a union.
Of course.
All over the world, we have people who are still the referendum, so own flag, they have their own color, I think they have their own anthem.
They have their own
against the government or encourage people
to do same.
To do so. I have seen people who have also argued. I've seen lawyers. In the morning, I could see one or two callers arguing with Sage about what I said or did not say. I keep telling people, I understand the problem of perception. Put all the issues on the table. Look at it from this angle, from that angle, for you to either agree or disagree with me. I cannot be the word for what I said. Then there's a problem somewhere. Guys to Nnamdi Kanu, who were former lawyers, without being a lawyer, I think that would have been an argument that can be easily punctured. I would have thought, because if you remember, one of the former lead counsel case, Agabi SAS, who understand the law. And these
are lawyers that command absolute respect in front of judges.
And they can get judges sitting back and just cross-examination convicted because of the things he has said. Do you know that? A lot of them...
By the things they were saying on radio.
Came the only reason why...
They were convicted.
So, you want to say...
Broadcast made the entire period of the war.
And
just
he kept,
3 broadcasts made from Adolf Hitler.
He kept telling people do this before the finish of things.
Yes.
And they felt better legal representation.
Terrorism is
so
the reasons, the allegations.
When the judge says open your defense, in fact, when he sacked his legal
The
team,
lawyers came out after he announced it in court that he's doing it. And
don't be surprised that they also operate themselves.
no one else to do it.
Because again, I think that's why the guys even look at it. But again, yes, the political elite in the southeast, Nnamdi Kanu himself, want a political solution, quality of legal representation for him. He should have, with the way he handled this case. I also think
during the
trial,
the court on
there was never darkness, and I'm not so.
Well, process of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from when he was in, and then it was reported that he jumped bail, traveled out of the country. His appearance in court, they were different handling the cases. Even some of the judges, Kanu was a political prisoner or a victim of political miscalculation. It's just been a whole lot. And Thursday by Justice James Omotosho at Federal High Court in Abuja. But some of the leaders, Alex Oti, had come out to say that, he's going to be released. We've activated the move for that to late President Muhammadu Buhari in 2017 for some solution the conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the question we're asking is this: could the political solution, the past 1 hour 20 minutes on the show, I've seen all of your messages and your 0913-600-0430. Check us on facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. You drop your comment. We're streaming this program live at mainland 98.3 FM.com. And as they break, we'll keep you updated. Let's talk to you. 0913-600-0410.
Good afternoon, Madam. Good afternoon.
Since my prayer,
you are not
okay. Solution to Nnamdi Kanu. What of the orphans, the widows that lost their parents? What of our gallant soldiers and military, and policemen that lost their lives? And the shenanigans of this gentleman, the value of the Southeast in time of politics. In 2023, please write there that no. So if in Enugu State, he got only 3,000 votes.
Let me ask a question. But should tomorrow Nnamdi Kanu show the desire, offense, killed people, kind of pardon?
See, Ogafort apologize. He regret of what his action. You also can forgive him, right?
No, yeah, that's why I've said that. If tomorrow,
this guy, you can't trust him. This is the person that John bail now.
You cannot be sure we can't trust him. If
no, sir, that he has done something wrong, and he believes that for him to stand on this cause can make him more popular. The way politician, as I'm talking to today, that have that political influence, can influence this. As we speak today, yet Allah has no power on earth. As we speak today. As we speak today, nobody in South, nobody can talk to him. This is somebody that can call senior advocate that stupid. Keep quiet. He has insulted this country.
Thank you, Mr. Salah.
And you are saying you can forgive him. And
thank you. It's actually coming from, just like you said, side forward. If you look at some of on the morning of his conviction, he showed advice and conversation.
People can continue to. The reality is that something went wrong.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ope.
You're welcome. Your name and where you
come? Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, if everybody are talking about the political solution to all these cases, Nnamdi Kanu, you say almost 30,000 people, innocent people, and they already, let me just say, the Imo State, where they call Oru. This is where if you are fighting for your people, and those people that you are fighting for, and you are the one that are killing.
You had Nnamdi Kanu say that a lot of these things are
people take advantage of it, but he is the attention of everything that is happened here. What of innocent people that have gone through all this? Going to consider those people too. These are the when it happened to Igbo people support it. Like the
thank you very much. On the menu today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, is he ready for that? If his own Southeastern, let me also tell you this, that him may be difficult for you to understand.
Why he's not
very good.
Why?
I'm happy you have said why. You see, this is Nigeria where we have reasonable following against.
Let's discuss a lot of things on the show today. So villages in the southeast, that were attacked by unknown.
So capacity of the president, you're making him look like a president who has got no capacity to think for himself and govern the country. If he decides that he wants to,
can the person pardon?
Hello, Mr. Akwa. Good afternoon.
You're welcome. Your name?
Yes, sir. Father, a lot on this thing also. Putting into the fact of people that are terrorizing, don't say the truth. Justice, injustice, it should be centered, it should be that. All this thing will not help.
In case the direct calls are 0913-600-041.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fuad. My name is Chief. I'm calling from Festa.
Okay.
There's already a notion. Please, Judge Jesus. Because of the set. Mr. President, you can put that aside. Then secondly, say that the reason why they are doing the protest is not because of anything, that he wants them to release Nnamdi Kanu, but that he had somebody told him, he has from the government that did you see the way Omotosho was reading the judgment? That judgment, does it look like something he wrote by?
Don't drop yet. Just hold on. Okay. Did you follow the entire violation? So we've heard his perception, his perspective on this issue, but did you follow the entire process? Did you also listen to the judgment? Did you listen to the conviction counsel all through the process?
Yes, I did.
So you are questioning the legality of those because you think like,
that is not the issue.
That's a low one. That's a very low one. For me, that's a very low one.
Don't ever assume that somebody will write a judgment for justice was too complex for him to have been able to put ourselves. There was a problem with some lawyers has even questioned how.
Justice Omotosho told the consultant to stand up, and he says, "Now I'll be sending you to your client
because you are now standing as consultant."
Able people in the studio.
Thank you.
At the center of Unify.
Okay.
And my name, Prince YS, as usual.
Prince YS, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you, my dear. It's Lulu. Why Kanu was the answer now? I need to the condition given to that if you give it to us, get a sound lawyer, a sound judge, and what Kanu is doing right, job at home. If you know George should go as a chairman of go for referendum. So the know that after 1 year, if any want to go his own way, it will be written there.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, Okwe and Side Forward. On Nnamdi Kanu, I think we should all shut down this campaign for a political from it. But let's look at the rationale. This case has caused the Nigerian state and the citizens a lot in terms of resources, money, time, and emotional strain. So if we're here to grant him pardon via a political solution, now just as the process has run its course, why did they go through all of that? And of course, there's also the point Side Forward made asserting Nnamdi Kanu's condition or review. Okay, when defection has really done a damage, it will not be another Buhari. He should go and sleep instead of bringing politics into this. As for Nnamdi Kanu, he brought this upon himself, proving too stubborn that sometimes he does concerns about the kind of information being shared across the country, especially on social media. Too many fake stories are being created and circulated. Most of them focus on individuals because of their politics, twist events, edit videos, or completely invent stories just to create fear, confusion, have them share it, and other challenges, and they kept us in them instead of bringing us out. Mr. Okpe, when last did you see 29 in our budget figure? So to answer your question, I'm one of such Nigerians who would be happy to return to the Egypt of former President Obasanjo. Please, they've embezzled the money, may share the position if they win in 2027. James, the of the political phrase, a political solution is not understandable to people and to the law, since he should have respectfully appealed for mercy. Thank you. Insightful things against the government. That said, that same shaping, killing and raping of innocent children, Oga Fuad, even in the U.S. prison, it would not be safe at least. Then Gumi should also be in prison and sentenced to, okay. The man did well. Okay, my man, we know that the man never did well. Okay, I'm sure you're referring to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this one says political solution will not come. Muhammadu Buhari started the persecution. The sit-at-home would also end, and peace will return to that region. Thank you. Let's pick some more calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Okay, it's Mr. James from Agbado.
Okay.
There is something that people are not, there is something that I know that always anger Nnamdi Kanu. And actually, when he started this Biafra nation of a thing that he was fighting for, he was spending time with his friends. And because he was humanity, because his life would have gone with those that were wasted. He escaped to the faraway land where he ran to aid. Why did he shoot him? If they suspect him, why didn't they arrest them? And Nnamdi Kanu felt so bad. And that is why if you were Nnamdi Kanu, but people are not saying that. They thought Nnamdi Kanu was.
Thank you very much. Let's pick some calls on WhatsApp 0913600 Please make an novice. Hello, good afternoon.
Mr. Loiko from Ikoyi.
You're welcome.
The truth of the matter is that Nnamdi Kanu, I know say you cannot get justice. He said it on national television. That is why they jail him. He said it everywhere. They hear it. Are you okay? But the same judgment in Rivers State, you not see this way. The other one is just a barber. Just a barber.
These are parallel.
Rivers issue and
these are extreme, so that we don't leave anyone out of the conversation.
They should do that.
Station and court proceedings is not right. From my own perspective, all I can derive from this presidential pardon to Olorun Agbawa, God bless Nigeria. That's Temi Talk about not to.
Are you not picking my call?
It was intentional. I'm glad you were able to get in now.
Do you know that sometimes in 2013, so fast forward to today, when people now start saying Nnamdi Kanu now talking about separation history, he has seen how the Igbos have been marginalized. So, because the videos are still online, you can still go and check them out there. And now fast forward to today, this system has marginalized the Igbos, and they've been on.
Governor, sit down, okay.
And the current senator.
And Kanu is now claiming. That was the one that military came in large, not the officers of uniformed men.
Let's wrap up this conversation.
Let me. You know where I want to land. I want to tell you that when Nnamdi Kanu started urging, because they believe in identity, the military.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome. Your name
is Bolaji from Ijoko. Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay. Kanu this, Kanu that. He damaged this, he damaged by about fairness. Equality before the law. As the one about now, yesterday. You say what we have not. Every day on radio, he should seek for her.
Our government, as a matter of urgency, is to seek military. These coups have been 27 elect now. Well done. Thank you very much. I want to say here on social media, before we came on it, I was having a conversation I have to really, really work on is this issue side for the surprise that someone a system where a lot of people are not, where the police, the security agencies would have to step inside for if we process, especially as we build up to 2027. And it boils down to some of the informations that we shared. The person watching together, I said, did you see the way they decide and not even we fly, and then we've got to be very careful. Even as journalists, I have hundreds of thousands of followers, and you are sharing this kind of, even if you delete it, if you're linked to everyone, even those of us, some of us, even myself that I've talked back to how.
And that's why we're pushing out some of these things. In fact, I think it was one of the tech leader, the CEOs that have countries fighting one another if we are not careful with what's. So for agencies of government, parastatals of government, engage with the people, debunk a lot of things, fact check, and make people understand which one is true and not. It's what they are
reality.
So you must also understand that there's perception in some of these things. No matter what you tell people about.
Always do side forward. Today has been a long day. If 8.3 FM, me do politics side forward. That we joining BB and Jaden 6 o'clock for Sports Cruise. Big games yesterday, the FA Champions League, and bigger games tonight as Arsenal would host Bayern champions Bayern Munich at the end with bad intentions. Of course, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. My name is Oᴑᴜ.